Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Firefly Tarot. And if you are new here, welcome. First things first, I'm sorry that it is darker than usual. I have a reason for this. It's actually for the purpose of the reading, the topic. Today's pick a card reading is message or messages from your lost loved one. Okay, so I have never used these candles before. They are chakra votive candles, and I never ever use them, to the point where some of them are actually kind of discolored. And I was like, I just have this feeling to use these. When I do my channeling work or my spiritual work in general, I often will light a candle, and I felt that this was fitting. So what I'm going to do is, when I channel your lost loved one, I'm going to light the actual candle itself, and we're just going to get into the messages. So I have done this topic a couple times here and there in a few different ways, but for this one, really what I would recommend is just to clear your mind first, and either see if you want to have a blank slate and see who comes to you, and then choose your option, or if you have a specific loved one in mind that you want the messages from, watch this only if you feel intuitively called to, and only if you really feel pulled to one of the particular groups and you have that person in mind, okay? And just one other thing, the term lost loved one can mean different things to different people. So whatever, take whatever resonates, and whatever you just, feel comfortable with or called to, as I said. So I'm going to show you each of the 4 selections here. And it's also another reason I wanted to do this today. It just occurred to me that it's 11:22, and I was like, duh, like it's obvious and not obvious at the same time. So I do hope I can get some powerful messages for you guys today. And again, that's why it's dark. So sorry if it kind of affects the quality of the video, but you can still hopefully hear me okay. So group number 1 we have is the red candle. Group number 2, this is green, but I believe it looks kind of blue, whichever. So green / bluish for group 2. Group 3 is orange. And group number 4 is purple or violet. So if you want to go by the actual chakras, this I'll write it in the description. I'll fix that. This would be the root chakra, the first one. This would be the heart chakra. This would be the sacral chakra. And this would be the crown chakra. So I'll edit that when I pause in my little notes here. So take as much time as you need. Again, please only watch this if you feel called to it. And I know I've been talking for a little while here, but I'm just going to add in thank you guys so very, very much for all of you who have been so supportive regarding my spiritual store. And today was the grand opening. The weather wasn't good, so hopefully the grand opening weekend was today and tomorrow. So hopefully I'll see more people tomorrow come through, because I think it'll be nicer outside. But anyway, take as much time as you need to choose, and I will see you guys in your reading. Hello and welcome, group 1. Again, I said in the intro, sorry that it's dark. It helps me to relax and channel. I don't mean to be spooky about it, but happy 11/22, whatever that means. If you guys let me know what that means, please let me know. From my personal experience, 11/22 has been sort of like a twin flame gateway portal number for me over the last like maybe 10 to 12 years or something like that. Pretty interesting stuff has happened on 11/22 for me, but it was my grand opening of my store today, so there's also that. Spirit, this reading is for group number 1. Please and thank you. And in the intro, I did thank everybody for their overwhelming support for my store. Thank you guys. You guys are the best. And we'll see how it goes. So for this reading, again, you want to have a clear mind. If you don't know who you want to channel, if you knew who you were wanting to channel, then just please have their energy or their name in mind. Okay, so Spirit, can we please get into this energy? The lost loved one, or the loved one of group number 1, please. Would you like to join us for this reading? And just give us any messages for our group 1. What is the first thing that you'd like to tell them? Thank you. I feel they want to use the Golden Tarot. I've used that before. I have it here. I'll grab that in a moment. But can we please have a starting message? Thank you. For group 1. Okay, so we have here Queen of Swords. I see the letter W for some of you guys, okay? So this is a feminine energy. I kind of was a little surprised that the actual face and energy and even part of maybe possibly their name or some other significant detail came out immediately. I am surprised by that because it doesn't really happen that way. This feels like a person or an energy of someone who is quite direct. Probably, I would say, good at communication, direct, or I would say at least very honest, right? So someone who's very upfront. So let me just get the deck for you here, the Golden Tarot. Hold on, it's all the way over here. Okay, so I feel like we already kind of know who we are dealing with, but they wanted to use this deck. Okay, can you please give us a message? What would you like to say? Now, being that this person is, or this energy, this being, is very good with the words, I am asking directly for messages worded, because some beings don't communicate with words. What is your message, please? Queen of Swords, or loved one of group 1. Thank you. So this is appearing to be someone that either has passed on, or let's say walked away, or is currently traveling, or something like that. Okay, so it's kind of like traveling or on the move, or someone who might even possibly be looking back, or you're looking back, perhaps it's someone from the past. Okay, now what I'm getting from the vibes of this person, I didn't think that the lighting would affect my ability to read, but clearly it's harder in the dark. But the vibe that I'm getting, I'm just gonna go by the feeling more. So I am feeling that what this being or person is trying to get at is that they are quite busy, or they're focused on something, and they have a very important mission, task, or thing that they're doing. Now, I'm not sure if this is like present tense, past tense for you guys, depending on your situation, what resonates for you. But this person is very busy, right? Or they have this busyness about them. And it's giving me the vibes that they're trying to tell you, I'm trying to do important work, or I tried to do important things, or, I'm focused on a task. And I think they're telling you this because of something relevant to your situation. So for example, like if you missed out on time with each other, they're trying to explain like, it wasn't on purpose. They just were so focused on something important to them. Honestly, for some of you, it could be something important to the collective as well. Okay, so I'm not really sure exactly what's going on here, but it's just giving me this energy that this person or being felt it was very necessary to do something, this thing, this journey, this traveling. Now, let's say they're talking specifically about having moved on to either another realm or another location, or another, they just kind of moved on from speaking with you, whatever it might have been. This person is trying to, like, basically they want your understanding. As kind of like strict and firm this person feels in their sort of swords mentality space, I'm feeling beneath the surface the mushiness, right? The softness of their heart space. So they do care about you quite a bit. Whoever this is, they care for you quite a bit. And they may not want to necessarily really say that, because maybe they are or were not good with emotions. Some of you, a small percentage of you, and by odds this is going to resonate with some of you, I feel that the word sister is relevant, okay? So that was just for some of you, or it was just simply the letter S as in sister. And yeah, maybe they just weren't or are not currently good with words. What else would you like to say to group 1, please? Thank you. Now, this is a reading that I had to wait till I had no distractions, right? I could not do something like this if there was distractions, and that would be rude of me too. Now we have the, excuse me. We have the King of Swords. So now we're kind of getting into this other energy too. So we have Queen of Swords and then King of Swords. Again, it's the same kind of thing. This person or being is trying to get through to you a direct line of communication now in a different way. So this was more so explaining their personality, persona, aura. Here it's more so saying, I have a direct line of communication for you. I have a direct line or message for you. So they're kind of tuned in and dialed in right now. So they're here right now is what I'm feeling. So now I'm also kind of gathering from this that they already have tried to communicate with you. If you are receptive to this, you already have received this message. Maybe you didn't realize it was this type of communication, but I would 99% almost guarantee you that it was this person or being, if whether they knew it or not. I feel like they are conscious of it, but if they're not completely spiritually aligned, they might have done it by accident, if that resonates. So what is the line of communication? And Spirit, can you please assist us as well? What is the actual message, the line? I'm getting a straight line, right? So if they are still, you know, I guess here in the three-dimensional plane, it has something to do with like directly speaking to you. And if it's not that, it would be again, like a synchronicity. It would be like a direct psychic line of communication, if that's the case, right? Now they're holding something here. I feel like this person or being is directly holding on to something, whether it's like, I believe it's emotional. For most of you, it's going to be emotional. Others of you, it could be a physical thing if that relates to something emotional. I'm getting a feeling of not blockage exactly, but like, you know how like they say people like, oh, they're holding on to something or they're not letting it go, kind of like that. So there's something going on here with that. So for example, if they always had something to say to you and they never said it, they held on to it. If they were holding on to something emotional, whether it was like a grudge or sadness, or they feel that you are, it could be reversed here. You know, of course. What is the line of communication? Like, what are you trying to say, please? King of Swords. Loved one of group 1, what are you trying to say? 10 of Swords. For some of you, the message was something like, I'm tired of fighting. So it could have been for them if they had, for example, a poor health or something like that. It could have been for others of you in a situation. It could be if you happened to be fighting with this person, it could be something like that. Now, if it resonates that they're giving you that message, it could be that they're tired of seeing you struggle or fight or suffer or something like that, okay? So it's kind of like crisscrossing here. That doesn't usually happen, but I am getting that it's like shared messages, a lot of this. So what else would you like to tell them directly from you, please? Loved one of group 1, root chakra, red. Thank you. They did say again, they said, I am holding on to something. That could have been a sentimental thing too, in a positive way. Like if you gave them something, they hold on to it. They literally hold a piece of jewelry or a gift or whatever. Like there's something like that too. They're really not letting go of something here in whatever way that's meaningful for the connection. So with the Two of Wands, it does seem relevant here that there is distance. Now I'm feeling, or rather I'm seeing a direct comparison, a parallel here, if you can see that. I think you can see that. So we have the staff or the sword in the one hand, and then this object that's more spherical in the other. I don't know what that could mean for you. It kind of looks like the number 10, and we have the number 10 over here too. But it still looks pretty much like a repeated message, but the only exception now is that the Two of Wands looks like there is distance. Now this usually, well, it could mean geographical distance, or obviously it could be an emotional distance, or even spiritual distance if they're communicating from somewhere far away. But I think that the distance here, it does not matter to them, like meaning they don't consider the distance a factor. They still feel very close to you and very connected to you. And again, there's like this direct line of communication or emotion and spiritual connection that they still acknowledge, or they're acknowledging now. For as direct and honest or intellectual this person was starting off, I'm now seeing that they have actually a really huge struggle with emotional communication. That is what I am feeling, and actually that is what I'm actively discovering right now. They have a hard time speaking. And that's why I had to draw so many cards, and I'm not really getting a message. As you can see, it's like not really coming out. And I can see why. Here with the Five of Cups, there is a great deal of sadness or loss or something like that, whether this is them or you. There is this sadness someone is feeling internally, just feeling like maybe a sense of regret. I should have done this, or, you know, I'm sorry that this happened. I'm sorrowful that this happened, that I had to do this, you had to do this, whichever one, okay? I feel like they may know that you are trying to comfort them, or like someone here feels like they are trying to say like, oh no, it's okay, but it's not really, they're not really receiving it, I don't think. So what is the actual message? Spirit, can you please assist to this loved one? And let's grab the blue onyx to help them. Can you please assist them? What do they want to say, please? What do they want to say to group one? Thank you. They said there's going to be some sort of a fiery, passionate, exciting, or inspirational rebirth for either one of you or both of you in the near future. There is going to be this wave of excitement. There's going to be quite a bit of movement, obvious movement energetically, and maybe in other ways for some of you. And I don't know how they know this. If they're in a different, you know, kind of realm, then certainly they would know this. If they're here in the three-dimensional realm, maybe it's their soul, their higher self telling us this. Unless, of course, they're just like super duper psychic. Maybe that's how they know. But I think that this is almost like a mutual surprise, but this is one thing that they wanted to say. Now, you know what I'm going to have to do here is change decks, because this deck, I feel they chose on purpose because it's a little bit more, it's kind of like more, it kind of goes with their vibe of like a little bit of that strictness. So I'm going to get in here with my Child Tarot deck because it's disarming. Can you please tell us your message? What would you actually like to say now? What are your final messages? If you can put that into more direct words here. Emotional words. We have the Healer of Polynoses and the Labyrinth, which is the Queen of Pentacles and the Moon. This is now showing how they see themselves. They do see themselves as someone who either was or wanted to be a nurturer, and possibly towards you, since this is messages for you, or towards someone who was of significance to the both of you. They said, I wanted to be this person. I wanted to care for you, and maybe they did. Maybe they were successful in that. But there was a lot of uncertainty. There was a lot of anxiety. There was a lot of fear, a lot more than they ever let on. I feel like a lot of the times this person was or is in a lot of fear and uncertainty and imbalance, but they really didn't show that in their at face value. And I do kind of feel like on some deeper level they hid a lot of their fear, and I feel weird like physically saying it because it feels foreign to me. It feels like I can't even say it. It's so I think that it was that hard for them to convey this. What else, please? What would you like to tell group one, please? Thank you. Okay, that gave me chills a little bit here, the fact that we got this again. Okay, so you got the Five of Cups again. So clearly there is some sadness here. There's some loss here. Could be, of course, grief. This person wanted to do so much more, either for you or for someone significant, or for themselves maybe, but I feel like it's for you or someone significant. They wanted to win. They wanted to put the little flag on the castle. They wanted to build the sand castle, but then the tide came in and just like basically shrank it or destroyed it or whatever. They felt so defeated that they didn't have the control to fix something or to complete something or to do something for you or someone else. They just felt so powerless. This really speaks to their kindness, though, and their generosity, as I said before, their ability or their wanted to be nurturing. But obviously, it wasn't in their hands. Like, whatever happened was not in their hands. They wouldn't have been able to control it. They wouldn't have been able to change it. I feel like a lot of this was just, maybe it was just destiny or the greater scheme of things, whatever. And maybe they have to realize that they couldn't have changed it if they wanted to. it was out of their hands. That's what I'm trying to say. I hope that they know that. I hope that they can recognize that. Anything else? Any other final messages, please? Loved one of group number 1, red, root. What would you like to say to them? They love you dearly. They do see you like basically family, or you are family, and they're acknowledging that friendship or that kinship connection. They loved every moment, or love every moment that they have with you. It's enjoyable. It's joyous. It's joyous. It's pure connection, pure spirit. They just feel so connected to you. They love you. They miss you, I'm assuming, obviously, and they just, when they think of you, they are brought up in a level with their vibration. They become joyous when they think of you. They become joyous when they connect with you spiritually. Maybe they see you as this, which is the sister card. Again, kind of that word. See, healer of polygnosis, healer of imagination, queen of pentacles and cups here. So that is how they see you, and both have the eyes closed, and maybe it's just showing that you're connecting through a different plane always. And here it's just really wonderful. It, again, obviously, like the child tarot, this is very child vibes, just having fun with nature, making snow angels, having s'mores, even though that's not s'mores technically, but that's what I was going for with this card. And them just trying to reach you. I feel there's a connection with this portal in the one card, and then the ice here in this card. I feel like glass or a portal, or like some kind of thing where they're trying to connect with you. And being that today is 11/22, I don't know if that's like a powerful portal number thing going on, but there could be some messages today as well. But they just wanted to pop in here in the reading live to tell you these things, to give you these things that is so hard for them to talk about for whatever reason. I'll just do a final message, and then that's it. So any final word for them? Final message? They are working on something, and I feel like you are too. They're working on something, and it kind of goes back to that same card from before. They're trying to say like, hey, we're still working on stuff, and we're gonna get there, and I'm focused really hard on what I'm doing. I'm taking pride in what I'm doing, and again, vice versa if it's more relevant to what you're doing. But the mission is not over. Like, we're gonna get there. This is not a card of like a person who's ready to be done. Like, oh, the mission's over, it's completed, I can move on, I can pass forward. Like, I'm not getting that. This person is still traveling. They're still figuring out where they want to be, where they want to go, what they want to be, right? And they still think of you. Like, whatever it is that they're doing on their journey, moving around, they still think of you. They still are connected to you. Okay? I really hope I made sense, because it was kind of hard to read. It turned out hard to read. But group 1, that is what I have for you. Please let me know what you took from this. If you do comment below, just let me know what group you picked. And please remind me of what I said, because it's hard for me to consciously remember the readings. Thank you so much to your loved one. And thank you guys so much. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope it resonated. If you do want a personal reading instead, the link is always below. And if you are new here and if you got something from this, I'd appreciate if you subscribe. But thank you guys so much again. Sending you many blessings, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 2, green/heart chakra candle. I'm trying to tune in here and see if your loved one has a preference of cards, and we'll get to that in a minute. Spirit, this reading is for group 2, green/heart chakra candle. Please and thank you. Messages from their lost loved one. Lost loved one or loved one of group number 2, green/heart. Would you like to give them a starting message? Just anything at all. Would you like to join us in this reading and give them a starting message? Whoever you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Whoop. Okay. So we have here the 6 of Pentacles. Is basically showing here that they are acknowledging the kind of like the give and take that the both of you had. If you did give a lot to this person, they are acknowledging this, or maybe you acknowledge how much you there's something about a give and take and acknowledging what the person gave to them. I feel like it could be a back and forth message there. What is your first message, please, for them? So this is a really interesting way to start the reading. It kind of feels like they or someone is feeling left out in the cold and kind of exiled or banished or blocked or something. Now, when I said the word blocked, obviously that could be very modern, right? And maybe someone here is blocked, whether you blocked them or they blocked you or both. I'm not sure. Obviously, that really depends on the situation. If it's not the fact that it's like, literally blocked, and they're, more so spiritually speaking, maybe someone here is just having, they may be having a difficult time finding some sense of maybe answers or even peace, or it's giving me this unsettled kind of feeling. Okay, Spirit, can you also assist us? What would they like to say? What is their message for group number 2, please? This loved one. Okay, that was too many. Hold on. I'm not really feeling called to a deck, but I may get another one that I'm looking at later on. I do feel like this person or being really wants to move on and have that peace and really just move forward, but they may feel unable to or be unable to because there's a lot of some kind of fear, anxiety, or distress or something. Now, again, it depends on the situation. If it resonates that it's their fear that's holding them back, that's more, I guess like even understandable. But another piece of it is maybe there's like, if it's your distress, for example, maybe they want to stick around and help you. That could be another way that resonates. Let's see, what else? Someone here is quite burdened. I don't think that it's going to be permanent, but I am feeling that sense of burden right now from someone here. Now, the reason I hesitate a little bit with these messages is only because everyone's situations is going to be different, so I have to word this carefully so that it makes sense to everyone. But yeah, let's see. All right. Oh my goodness. So we have the 9 of Pentacles and the Tower. Someone here was probably just sort of doing their thing, maybe minding their own business, maybe, just off on their own doing something. And then the Tower obviously could represent if it was circumstances where maybe there was like a sudden upheaval, a sudden loss, a sudden tragedy, if it resonates for that part. Or it could represent a frame of mind as well, just like really being thrown off guard and, kind of like the world shaking beneath you kind of feeling and just really being unprepared for something. What do we need to know? What is your message, please, for this person, group 2? Now, if it is the case where this is a loved one of yours that has, I guess, like crossed over, I kind of feel like they did do that here with the Page of Cups. This is like that pure innocent energy. However, the 7 of Wands, it's interesting. If they in fact were meant to cross over, and I guess like, I don't really know how it works, but maybe like either be reborn or like just find that peace and just settle in that peace, I kind of feel like they either didn't know how to, or they may have chosen not to, which is kind of what I got before. Now, if that doesn't resonate and your person, your loved one, is more so still on the this 3D plane, that could again be a mental and emotional thing. It just seems that they're still unsettled. They still are kind of either fighting for something or pushing for something, and it's a little unclear what's going on here. I'm getting a feeling of being a little bit kind of lost and disconnected here, just slightly. It's almost like there is a little bit of a sense of disorientation. Now, I'm only comparing this to the previous readings I've done, and group 1, it was very different. It was like this very direct connection. It was just like obvious. Here, I'm not getting that. I'm feeling that this person is kind of like in the clouds a little bit, just in a daze and not fully aware of what's happening just yet, okay? It does not feel like, if we were having a conversation, they're not sitting and facing me directly and speaking to me directly in a conscious, sort of coherent or cogent way. It's almost as if they're very, very distracted, looking around the room, not realizing what's going on. It is reminding me a little bit of a feeling of limbo, but do not worry if it is your concern. I do not feel that this person is suffering or in pain or even completely lost in that way. I feel more so that this is like they may be in a period of transition. Now, again, this depends on your situation. Take what resonates. If this person is in the spiritual realm, again, it's the same thing. I feel like they are not 100% aligned either to the situation or just mentally in general. And I'm assuming maybe they need some guidance. I have heard of people doing this, and something about, like, I've heard of this where people say that they help the lost loved one or the loved one to cross over. I don't know if that's what this is, but maybe you can let me know in the comments if that resonates. For the rest of you, it could just, again, be an emotional thing. I feel like this person is not quite understanding something for some reason. If that was like physically, maybe they had some issues, maybe an illness, maybe a mental, like, I don't know if it's like a disability or something, but there is something going on here. Okay, so so Spirit, can you please assist us? What is the message? Actually, I'm going to switch to the deck I talked about before. I believe this is the Spirit Song Tarot, and this actually has words on them, so maybe that'll be of help. Okay, what do they want to say, please? Thank you. Loved one of group 2. They're grateful for you, and for whatever time, energy, or connection they shared, they're extremely grateful and fulfilled by it. So these cards, that's why probably I felt called to them, because they have words and they just explained everything. And it's giving me these same vibes here. You see the similarity with the stance, even though these are not the same card at all. But you can see here the similarity. They're in a state right now of the Page of Cups, like pure, innocent, childlike, just again, like that dazed sort of feeling. But when they are here, it feels like they're connected to the heart space, and they feel like they're in a state of unconditional love, even if sometimes it's more like even if it's a little bit temporary in a weird way, because I don't think that they're settled, but they are able to tap into this energy. So yeah, they're grateful for you. They're fulfilled by the connection that you shared or share. What else, please? Thank you. We have the 9 of Crystals, which I believe is this one, the 9 of Pentacles. We have security and abundance. They said, I'm okay. Don't worry too much about me. And obviously that may sound silly depending on your situation, but they're trying to say, like, they're gonna be okay, or like, I'm gonna figure things out, or we're gonna figure things out. And they're just trying to tell you that there will be this abundance. For some reason, they seem to know that it will be okay. I don't know exactly how, like, where they're channeling this from, but they know, and they don't want you to worry too much, even though I know that's hard to do, obviously. What else, please? Or they could be saying it about you and your situation too, of course, right? We have the Page of Acorns, which I think is, I'm assuming the, oh wait, actually it might be the Page of Wands. Discovery and enthusiasm. They're saying that there's still so much more for you, or for whoever, like could be for them maybe, but there's so much more. There's so much potential and opportunity for discovery and adventure and new beginnings, like this, again, that enthusiasm. And I'm just still feeling this childlike innocence that's coming from them. I wish I kind of knew what was going on. I was really not going to say this because it's just like, I don't know, but it kind of gave me this feeling. It reminds me of some of the TV shows that I've seen where someone is in an altered state of consciousness, maybe like, for example, a coma. That would be an extreme example. Or maybe they're just, again, in between realms. It's hard to say, but they just, it does feel like there is that sense of that childlike innocence somewhere here that keeps coming up, keeps popping up. Spirit, any other messages from them? What do they want to tell them? What do they want to tell them directly? What does this loved one want to actually tell group 2 about the situation or them. All this is really beautiful. We have Queen of Shells, I'm thinking is the Queen of Cups, peace and compassion. Really beautiful energy here. So it just makes me feel so peaceful for them, or like maybe the upcoming energy as well for them. And then here we have Knight of Feathers, which I think is the Knight of Swords. We have action and focus. Yeah, I do feel like that is the direction that ultimately they're going to head, to have some sort of peace and loving energy, and it shouldn't take much longer. I do feel like it's going to happen in the near-ish future. And then we have the Star. Okay, so we are confirmed here. You have 2 cards that start with the word peace, and then this one says peace and healing. Okay, so I'm not sure what healing means in your situation. Everyone has a different situation, but the word healing is still, I feel it's still going to be a positive thing, whether that means that they finally have found some sort of peace or place to call home, or if they're here in the 3D dimension, then the 3D realm, then it could mean that in whatever way is resonating for them, that they will heal. It's hard to put this all together, but just know, please, that they will have peace, that there will be peace, and that I feel in a lot of ways that this is what their soul wanted for them, or maybe it needed to happen, because peace is the goal. It's kind of like that is what needed to happen, and that is, I guess, in a lot of ways the kindest thing for their soul, whatever that means, again, to your situation. So I mean, now I'm saying it, obviously this is probably very hard to hear. I don't really even know what this means exactly, but I know how it sounds. Now I'm just going to put it out there for you guys. If it resonates with your situation, I personally don't read for life and death. That's just not something that I do. I can't do that. So if you're thinking that that's what it sounds like, that's not what I'm saying, because I cannot read for that, or I guess I choose not to. Maybe I don't think I have that ability. But in whatever way is relevant to them and their soul, they will find peace and healing. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say there. What else, please? Final messages, please. Thank you. Okay, we have Ace of Feathers. Wow. So we have here the Ace of Swords. We have mental clarity and foundation. Something is going to shift significantly with this person's energy, or with whatever's going on in your situation where you're connected to them. This is going to be, finally, we have something to grasp and make sense of. It's not that dazed, confused, distracted feeling anymore. Someone here is receiving some sort of clarity because of this piece, and it's going to get a lot it's going to get a lot clearer. It's going to get a lot more stable, and someone here is not going to feel like they're floating around anymore, or in a sense of unknown or displacement. And that goes for you, them and you, if you were feeling it as well, or disconnected because of something. Okay, so that is quite interesting. I feel like it's a good thing, because the Ace of Swords just shows I feel like clarity is always a good thing. That is my opinion. Spirit, do we have any final messages, please? The loved one of group number 2. Any final message of what they want to tell them, convey to them? Thank you. Okay, kind of chills here. But we got the Tower again. But because this deck is quite unique, we can see here that there was a release because of it. Okay, so we have release and revelation. So again, in whatever way it resonates, this person or being is trying to tell you that there is, or will be, or was a release for them, and therefore here, or someone like them, or someone here understood a very deep and powerful revelation as a result of that happening. Okay, so again, it's the same message of clarity of some sort. Spirit, can you please give us a final message on their behalf? Can you just give us one final thing that we can make sense of here? The communication, the message for them. Wow, okay, that was a little eerie that happened. The Seven of Swords is the opposite of what I was asking for. This is almost like hush hush kind of a card for some reason. Is there a reason they got that card? Oh, I see. They're simply kind of just saying that certain things are not meant to be revealed yet. So group 2, I'm going to take a guess here, and I feel like a lot of you have been searching for answers for a long time regarding this situation. I don't know if that's the case or not. If you have, obviously it's very frustrating, but there are certain things that your guides are telling you. First of all, it's going to be revealed soon. Something will be revealed soon. We did see that with the Ace of Swords, Knight of Wands as well. It's going to come in soon. But with the Seven of Swords, it is clear that there was a reason that you did not get answers, okay? Or that something wasn't revealed, or that something wasn't moving. Like there was a reason for it. But I think it was a little bit of a mixture of reasons. I think it was either, it could have been on your end, but it certainly was on their end as well, or the whole situation was just very confusing, very foggy. This is a little bit out of the scope of my abilities. I don't have any idea what I'm looking at. So if you want to clarify what that is, definitely let me know below, and just remind me of the group and what I said. But anyway, final message please for group 2. We have Queen of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles, which now I kind of feel like is a little bit of your energy, kind of just there and waiting or patient for something. So group 2, I'm a little speechless. Definitely interesting reading. I kind of wish that I could have gotten better messages for you in a sense, because I kind of feel like I didn't really get anything. But if you can tell me why was this, I do feel like there's a good reason for it. If you happen to be new to my channel and you're watching this, my readings don't usually go this way, honestly, but I do feel like it did resonate and there was a reason for this, like I said. But if not, and if this reading didn't quite fit, you may want to watch instead the other ones that I've done of this topic, or basically just any reading you're called to, I'll say. But I guess I will leave it there. Again, please let me know what's going on so I can understand why this happened. But I do hope I got something for you. I do hope that you got something from this reading, group 2. So thank you so much. If instead you'd like a personal reading, the info is always below for my to schedule a reading with me. But thank you once again. Sending you many blessings. Thank you to your loved one as well. And I will see you next time. Okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 3, which is the orange or the sacral chakra candle. So let's take a look here. Spirit, this reading is for group 3. Please and thank you. The loved one of group 3, would you like to give a message? Would you like to join us for this reading and give a message directly to group 3? Please and thank you. What would you like to tell them? The first message you have for them. Loved one. What they said first, and I'm gonna word everything carefully because everyone's situations are different, and this is markedly different with a reading like this, but this person or being said that they miss the happy times, just generally, or something like there is this beautiful sort of joyous or happy energy, this like positive high vibrational energy. But obviously if we see the Five of Cups, I do feel like there's a sense of loss. Now that could be very obvious for the topic we're doing, but let's take a look. They're just acknowledging this here, but there was so much joy, or they're saying something like that. Can you tell us more, please? Loved one of group number 3, what is your message for them? Thank you. They love you so much that I got the phrase they adore you, or just something like that. They have so much overwhelming love for you. This is really, really strong. It's coming in the strongest, actually, of all of the groups so far. So I don't know the relationship or the connection, sort of the nature of it, but it's quite strong. And they're not afraid to say it. Whoever this is, they're really not afraid to tell you that. At least in this context. Oh, interesting. So we have the Page of Cups, which is typically like a child kind of card, right? And then we have another kind of two cards that could signify youth. We have the Fool and the Sun. Now, depending on the situation, right? If your loved one here has crossed over or something like that, I feel they're indicating something about a rebirth of either themselves, or there is a new beginning in some way. And that goes for the rest of you too. If your person is still on the, like, here in the three-dimensional realm, they're indicating some sort of a new beginning and a lot of happiness, a lot of joy, again, a lot of high vibrational energy. And if that is the case, if that resonates for you, I feel that perhaps this person or being did a lot to make that happen, just by their own thoughts, just by their own love for you. This amount of love is protective as well. That is what I have noticed. Just a person's unconditional love, just a person's, it's like that bright sort of golden energy. I like to think of it as like sunlight. That's how I see it, or like white or gold. That is protective, and I am feeling a lot of shielding here. That's how much this person loves you, is that they are so protective of you, is what I'm feeling. Okay, really, really interesting. I'm getting a vibe of like a person who's very thoughtful, mature, spiritual, kind of, for some of you, I mean, by odds, this will resonate with some of you, but it is feeling a bit paternal, motherly or fatherly, or it could be just family in general, but that is how they view you, as like soul family, someone that they want to protect. So with the Three of Swords, now I'm just wanting to know who here is hurting, because that is playing into this whole thing. If you are or were hurting, that is what they fiercely wanted to protect you from. If this was them, I'm not sure if this is just saying like this is what happened in the situation, something relating to the heart, for example. Spirit, what is the message with the Three of Swords? Can you let us know? There's something here, maybe. It looks a little bit like heartbreak because the Lovers did come out here. So I'm not really sure what this is. This could honestly just be talking about either, again, I feel a situational thing. Maybe it's just indicating something that happened between you and this person in some way. Is that the case, Spirit, or just what is the purpose of this particular message down here? Thank you. I feel that the purpose of this message is actually to acknowledge that this happened, but to instead tell you where this is going. There is going to be a significant amount of healing and blessing / positive energy that will happen as a result of this, or not like a result of this, but more so that energetically there's an outcome coming here. To help for this, to say things will be healed, someone will be healed. I don't know if this in the grand scheme of things was almost, let's say, necessary for the greater good. It's a little unclear, but someone here is going to very much be in a state of healing, prosperity, abundance. I actually feel like it's both of you in some way. Now, again, obviously that depends on the context of your situation, but I feel everything is going to be okay. I feel like there will be this beautiful energy. And someone here is only getting stronger. I don't know if this is your energy, though, with the King of Wands. Spirit, what else? Or loved one, please, of group 3. What else? What is your other message for them? What would you like to tell them? Oh, whoa. At first I wasn't sure who the Empress was, and now I can see why. Because your loved one is actually indicating the relationship between the both of you. Now, the High Priestess very obviously flipping upside down. I kind of feel like someone here... There's something here about receiving psychic messages. Now, I've never, ever seen this before. But because the High Priestess was flipped upside down, I'm wondering if you have been trying to give them messages. Usually I see her as receiving, but this never happened to me before. So maybe you have been trying to give the messages, possibly. But anyway, you can see here the Empress energy. Again, very nurturing, very like motherly or nurturing in some way, like literally hovering over you and saying like, I'm protecting you. Here I am, I'm protecting you. Queen of Swords does look like she's trying to communicate, or they are trying to communicate with Empress. Okay. What is the actual message here, Spirit? Can you assist us here? Thank you. I feel they are trying to comfort you here with this message. The Four of, I was going to say swords. The Four of Wands is showing here someone who is at peace, someone who feels at home, someone who, well, actually it shows two people, right? They're trying to show you that you are together always. You are and will be together always. In this state of home, in this state of protectiveness, we can see the two people who are protected by the wands, and it feels like this eternal support, these beams of support and love and safety. Anything else? What else would any other messages that you'd like to tell them? There could be some kind of a difficulty. I don't know if it's like a situational difficulty or something else, but it should be coming out of a blockage soon. And they wanted to let you know that it's meant to be temporary, at least from when I'm giving you this message. It's going to be temporary soon in a sense, because it should be lifting. Any other final messages, please, loved one of group 3? What else would you like to tell them? Yeah, there's someone here. It's like if this message is for them in a sense, they said something like they've walked away from the conflict, the battle, or the struggle. And if this is for you, they're saying you will walk away from the conflict, battle, or struggle. That's what they said there. I want to get maybe just a final thing, but I wanted to switch the deck for you. Loved one of group 3, do you have a preference? They don't really, honestly. They're not really giving me... it's really not giving me the vibes of anything more like outside of this. Is there something that you would like to say with just words? I'm going to channel without the cards for a second. Is there anything else you'd like to say with words? Loved one of group number 3, thank you. Okay, so they said something like, this is a little bit strange to me, but they said something like, where were we last when we saw that thing, right? And the reason they said that thing was because there's different contexts here, so bear with me. They said, where were we last when we saw that thing? I want you to go to that place. They said something like that. Okay, so is there anything else that you'd like to say? Now, this is going to sound cryptic, but they said, they said, in it, you will find an answer. And I got the vision of whatever that thing was that you go to or you get more information about, you're holding it, and the vision that I got was it was turning into wings and flying away. So there could be some unlocking of either knowledge or something emotional, or, you know, just something unlocking for you if you take whatever advice that they just gave you. So I don't know if that resonates with you guys, but that is the last message that I got. Yeah. And it kind of strikes me that maybe that has something to do with closure as well for you, depending on whatever, you know, is going on here. But that is what they said. I think they just want you to revisit something that you both had once shared for whatever context or reason, and something good will come from it. That's all I'm getting from you guys, okay? Now, if you follow that, that is up to you. I'm not, you know, telling you to do that, but if you follow that, just follow your intuition, okay? So I think I may leave it there. Loved one of group number 3, thank you so much for your messages. Group 3, thank you so much for watching. I sincerely hope that you got something from this reading. Please let me know below. Please just remind me of what I said and what group you picked so I can understand what's going on. But thank you guys. If you prefer a personal reading, the link is below, the information is below. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe if you got something from this. But once again, thank you guys. Sending you many blessings, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care, bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 4, which is the purple or violet / crown chakra candle. So let's get into it. Spirit, this reading is for group 4, please and thank you. Loved one of group number 4, would you like to come through and join us in this reading and give them any messages? Loved one of group 4, what is your first message, please, for group 4? What is your first message for them, please and thank you? What would you like to say? And if you have a deck preference, please let me know. First message. I feel that, and before I get into this, it's going to be a little tough for me to translate the messages given everyone has a very, very different situation, but let's get into it. So here it feels that your loved one is talking about feeling paralyzed in some way, that perhaps they wanted to do so much, or they want to break out of something and they just feel very unable to do that. Now again, depending on the context of this could be emotional, spiritual, or even physical, but that is the first thing that they wanted to say, that they have this fiery, passionate energy, whether it's in them or they kind of just are acknowledging this, but they completely feel stuck or paralyzed or just they feel restricted in some way. What else would you like to tell them, please? Loved one of group number 4, what is your message for them? Thank you. Okay, so here we have the Queen of Wands. What does this mean for them, please? Same thing. Same thing. We do have someone here who is kind of here. I'm not sure who the Queen of Wands is. Honestly, this could be your energy. The Queen of Wands feels much lighter in energy, just was a bit kind of focusing on something else, kind of just like not paying attention to some particular thing. But then someone here has like a deep state of anxiety, fear, something like that. So with the Two of Cups, this is a little bit clearer to say that your loved one is still acknowledging the presence of your connection. What I meant presence literally like they are present with you, or you are present with them spiritually or emotionally. Okay, so what else, please? Loved one of group 4, what is your message for them for group 4? So we have Knight of Cups, we have the Emperor. So this is showing now a different persona. So if this is you, this could be them now, where it's the same deal. Someone here, them most likely, there's this energy where they feel stuck. They feel heavy for some reason or restricted for some reason. So this to me is feeling a little bit more about like, I'm assuming for a lot of you that this is a 3-dimensional connection, because it can vary obviously, but it just seems like this person's energy, their persona, it does feel like they are heavily blocked by something. Now, if it's not necessarily heaviness and blocked and kind of like a coldness, there also could be a layer of something of wanting to be protective of you or even themselves. But I do kind of feel like it's leading to a blockage generally for the direction of this could be. Spirit, what else do we need to know about what is their message, please? The loved one of group 4. I do feel, though, regardless of what they're thinking or what's going on here, we should be seeing a shift eventually. But the only problem is the timing is like, this may take either some more time, or for some of you, it depends. Like, it could even take a lot more time. It's really all across the board different. Okay. It's just showing this frustration energy. So if it resonates, there could be some of you that have been dealing with some kind of a feeling of stagnation or frustration for a very long time already. For others of you, if that's not the case, it could show that maybe there's like this feeling of something is dragging on and just taking some time for whatever reason now. Spirit, what is the message? What do they need to know? What is the loved one of group 4? What do they want to tell group 4? What is their message to them? It kind of feels like they're trying to manifest you, or they do acknowledge you and think of you, and their thought, like there's a lot of thinking about you on some level. And only if this resonates, some of them might be in their ego space, and that actually tends to block them generally with that magician card. Okay, so if that doesn't resonate, it just kind of feels that this person is constantly knowing that there's these higher mind thoughts of you, and that's pretty obvious. Okay, what else, please? I don't know if I want to switch decks though. Let me just... There is a destined connection relevant here is what we're seeing. Like, this is a destined connection in some shape or form, whether it's like past or present or even in the future. There is some part of destiny at play. So obviously you knowing this person or being is very... it was meant to be. That's what we're seeing. Whether it was because of a soul lesson or because you've met many different times in past existences, you know, we're just seeing something like that. That is here. I am struggling to read this. I don't know why, but I am struggling to read this. I think it's more so because of, it could be because of the nature of your connection with this person, or maybe there's just something going on here. I mean, it makes sense, right? Because the first card was talking about blockage. So I'm going to do what I did for, I believe, group 1. I'm going to grab my deck here, the Child Tarot, because it tends to bring out the softer side of the person we're reading for so that they don't have to feel so pressured. Okay. Now directly, if you could say a message, group number 4's loved one, if you could give a message, if you could say anything to group 4 right now, what would you tell them? Thank you. They are in joy and sunny, bright light when they think of you or talk to you, or when they did talk to you. That's what I'm feeling here. You see the sunflower, healer, queen. This is a Queen of Wands. And the little caterpillar. That is what they really feel about you, I think. They feel bright sunshine, companionship, familiarity. Okay, what else? What would you tell group 4, please? Pretty simple, pretty obvious message here. They love you. I don't know what kind of relationship this is you have to them, but they love you. They feel familiar to you. They feel at home with you. They feel like you met for a reason, that you were on their path for a reason. Okay? You see the vibe change totally when I switch the decks. They were a little bit confused before. Actually, a lot confused. What else, please? What would you tell them? They would say that basically they acknowledge that they're far away right now. They would acknowledge that there's distance, but at the same time, the distance means nothing to them, and that they still feel this connection with you. Especially if, let's say, the distance is more so emotional and mental, they're just saying like, hey, none of that matters. And we're here with each other. What else would you like to tell them, please? Thank you. Well, maybe here with the trauma card, this is the Tower. Maybe they're just acknowledging that things went awry, or I don't know if, like, you know, obviously something could have happened, like a tragedy or a falling out, or, you know, just something abrupt and negative or frightening or something like that could have happened. I think that they're just acknowledging that this has happened. What's the message about this? I feel that there's a message here having to do with someone who feels like they're in limbo and they really can't reach their feeling of success because of the limbo ever since that this happened. I don't know if that's you or them. Spirit, what is the message here for group 4 to hear regarding these 3 cards here? Thank you. I do feel relevant to this message is a lot of fear, because Monster in the Dark is the Devil card. Yeah, someone here is probably, I think actually this is the paralysis card again, because we have, it looks like a little cage kind of a thing that they're in. Yeah, that's what I think. So the thing is though about this message is that your loved one here, I feel like when it comes to this, they are quite confused and sort of displaced in a way. When it comes to happiness and fear, that was probably one of the first messages that they got, right? That they're trying to have their success, they're trying to have the happiness. And by the way, if anything here felt like it was more towards you, that's because the messages can kind of get crisscrossed here, so please take what resonates. But yeah, someone here is, they're a bit paralyzed when it comes to that fulfillment and happiness, and it's just very hard for them to grasp. Either it was because of a tragedy or a trauma or, you know, just again, something unexpected. And then it does seem like it created some sort of limbo here. And this person or you or, you know, whoever this is for just wants to be happy. But I feel like there is just this limbo thing. Okay, going back to the loved one, what is their direct message? If you could say anything to group number 4, what would it be? Thank you. They are still figuring things out. There's like this sense of finding their way. You know, the phrase lost and wandering did come to mind. And this is a little bit more than they're lost or they can't find their way, but they may not even know where they want to go at all, because you can see there's no expression on the face here. There's no face, literally. And we can't tell if that's the back or the front of the child in the card. Yeah, there's someone here is quite lost, feeling quite lost. I don't know if maybe literally summertime is relevant for your connection, but that was interesting. The Child of Summertime card comes here. I am getting the strangest mix of energy from your person. I'm feeling like on the one hand, it's this beautiful, nostalgic, sunny vibration. And then the other hand, it's like cold and dark and scared. And, you know, it's like a roller coaster. I don't know what's going on here. But part of them is they're reminiscing that, like, about that, like the whole summertime thing and the Child of, rather the Page of Wands energy. And again, they just want that. I think what they're truly looking for, if anything, is themselves, okay? Their happiness. Okay, Spirit, any final messages? What can you say? How can you assist us, Spirit? If you can assist us with this message, what would they want to tell them? Group 4's loved one, what do they want to say to Group 4? Thank you. Final messages. With the Balance card, which is the Justice card, it kind of just feels like they're saying either maybe they feel that things are now or will be soon balanced in the connection in some way. I feel like this is an overall positive message, but it depends on your context. It does feel like there will be, or yeah, something about there will be some sort of a feeling of a new beginning with the game, which is the Fool card. Maybe, for example, someone here wants to make things right, or maybe generally something will balance out and just, you know, maybe even karmically make sense. But with the game, this is a second chance in some way, which is interesting. I don't think I've ever interpreted the Fool card as that. And then we have the Healer of Imagination, which is just a very compassionate and loving card. So this is an overall very positive message. Do we have any other final messages, anything direct that group member 4's loved one wants to say to Group 4? Thank you. I do feel that there's this sense of missing you or wanting to lean on you or you to lean on them. Again, like this, the card, this is the strength card, just like saying like I'm here or I miss you. But look how sad that looks. I mean, the child here is just saying like I miss those times or I need your support or something like that. Spirit, do we have a final message, please? What does group number 4 need to know about their lost loved one or just anything? Please, thank you. The only thing that I can really gain from here is because, again, it's really hard to read this person for some reason. I just feel like they are someone who is trying to somehow do their own thing, but there are blockages, there are conflicts, and someone here is just feeling quite unable to have that sense of harmony that they're seeking, so it's going to be difficult. And I honestly think it's because someone here has a blockage towards a feeling of unconditional love or their heart space or something like that. That is kind of the conclusion I'm drawing from this. So whether it's them or you somehow, because it's all going to connect, I do feel like someone here has some form of a blockage. And we got that from the very first card, that there is a restriction, that there is a blockage, there could be a paralysis, and we can see that here. And it's way more clearer here, actually. It's more concise of a message, because you can see bodies of water, and then you can see this is flowing, and then this is blocked. And maybe someone here could be stuck in the past too. I don't know who it is. But generally, I just feel like that is the conclusion, that someone here is having a blockage. Now, obviously, like pertaining to you guys, if you feel that you have the blockage, you may want to do some significant heart healing, maybe do a heart chakra meditation online. You can find it on YouTube and stuff, and just do some work on the heart chakra. If it's your loved one, then you can send them unconditional love if you want to. But yeah, this one was tough for me. This one was really tough to read, but maybe let me know in the comments what resonated and like what the context was, because this was a little tough for me. If anything, if you guys want further messages, check out any of my past pick cards that resonate with you. There's plenty of like different topics to choose from, and that could give you more answers there. Okay, so I think I have to leave it there. But thank you guys so much. I do hope some of this was helpful. If you want a personal reading instead, info is below. And if you're new, please subscribe if you got anything from this reading, okay? Thank you so much. Sending you many blessings. Oh, thank you to your loved one as well. And I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.